Hi guys, it's Keely. Welcome back to another plant tour. This one is a little bit different. We got my son here today. I now have a 7-week-old, so the garden, please bear with it and its current state. It is a work in progress. I've been very busy, but I have really tried to work on getting through the weeding, and I'm starting to get a little bit of progress with it, but there are still some spots that are really bad. There's a couple of really exciting things that have happened in the garden and a couple not so exciting things now that spring has come through. It's still a little bit cold most days, but last weekend we actually got up to 28 degrees Celsius, which is crazy, but it's gone down to about 18 again now this week. But there are some things happening, not as much as I expected there to be though, but the flowers are out and the sun has been out a bit, and now we got little man to come with us. So let's go have a look at the garden. I guess I will start with the most exciting part, being this garden here. All the flowers are out doing their thing and they look absolutely gorgeous this time of year. Oh, and the sun is starting to come out. So I think I'll start with the most exciting part that I actually only just noticed this morning. This tree philodendron is starting to put out flowers. I would love to try to pollinate them and get some seeds from them. So I'll update you guys on that progress and see if I can actually get something out of them. I've never managed to pollinate anything before, so we'll see how that goes. This succulent tree is absolutely taking over. I'd actually like to take some cuttings from it soon when I trim back all of the leaves from the tree philodendron. Then over here under the leaves of this, I actually got a new type of snapdragon came up that I've never seen before. So that's very exciting. It's such a gorgeous color. So that's very gorgeous. Coming around, we have the lavender that's starting to look worse than it ever has. This succulent here, I don't know what it is, but it is taking over so much. Here we have this stick, which is meant to be a ficus umbellata, I believe, and it died completely back. I thought I lost it, but it's coming back, so that's very exciting. The fruit trees are doing fantastically. This one is a nectarine, which is absolutely riddled with aphids. I've got to try to get rid of them. The orange is flowering like crazy, and the bees are all over it. We got little fruit coming through. This always does very well, and the fruit is absolutely beautiful. Does need a good chop back though. In here we have a bunch of bulbs that my mum put in, and I have no idea what they are, but we have the 1, 2, 3, 4 in there, and then 5. If I can zoom in there. So the aloe is going absolutely crazy this year. And that's got a flower on it again this year, which is gorgeous. I want to cut it off, but they're just so pretty. We have another snapdragon here that stopped flowering, and another one in there. And then there's a bunch of weeds. Obviously, I haven't got to this part of it yet, but there's a bunch of other flowering plants in there that will come up and we'll talk about in later months. My dragon fruit, this is growing crazy, but it obviously really needs some attention and some care. I just haven't got around to it, but that is definitely on the to-do list. What else have we got in this garden? There's some cosmos coming up in between the bricks. The fern in there, I'm not sure what type of fern it is, if it's a Boston fern, sword fern, I don't know. If you guys know, let me know. Going crazy as always. as is, let me just step in here, as is this curly yucca, the one that fell over and it's grown from there. I find it so fascinating. I love it. In here we have just some jade cuttings, but there is sunflower seeds. So hopefully in the next update there will be sunflowers throughout the garden. Now my big garden, where do I start? Not a lot has changed in here, to be honest. It's all growing the same. My variegated mondo is making a comeback. I thought I completely lost that, so I'm very excited to see new growth. I do plan to divide up some of these mondos soon and plant in between like I have with this one, just to thicken up the edges a little bit. Some like this one here, for example, that could be divided and spread out. I think it would look nice having more solid edging around the garden. It'll kind of look good from a distance, even though there's a lot of dirt that's visible. This fern here is going crazy. This has not stopped growing since I got it, even through the winter. And as you can see, it's got new fronds coming up. And this one is huge. It's going great. This bromeliad also hasn't stopped growing. Everything else in here is kind of the same as it was. Moving over here, my big alocasia. Now this one is, this was, as I said in my last video, this was a tiny little plant with 2 leaves on it about 2 years ago. I'll try to find a photo and I'll put it here. And then it got these massive leaves, but the last 2 have been significantly smaller, and that doesn't look great. This one's a little bigger, but definitely smaller than the last ones. So I don't know what's going on with that. If anybody has any ideas, is it a nutrient issue, a water issue? What's going on with it? It has thrown this pup off the side here, though. I'm getting all these new leaves off of that pup, which kind of fills it in a lot more. I think that looks absolutely gorgeous. There are a few more pups coming off of the back of it as well. This snake plant is growing like a weed. Back in here we have this parlor palm that is still growing fantastically. Never had any luck with these, but this one is just growing gorgeously. My variegated ginger is growing crazy. That took a good year of not doing anything, and it's finally taken. In here, not much has changed. I have got a new leaf on the elephant ear, but everything else seems to be staying the same. I'd like to divide, there's 3 stems on this Dracaena. I'd like to divide them and put them other places throughout the garden and see how they do with different light levels. My clivia is just always growing crazy. Same as this huge tree philodendron. I'll put a photo here of how little this was when I put it in the ground. And now here we are, what, a year, 2 years later, and it has taken over everything. So there's a bunch of plants in underneath it that I'm going to move out because I didn't expect it to take over quite as quick as it did. While I'm here, I might just see if that's getting any flowers. No, that one's not. This one's in a lot more shade though. I have a bromeliad back there that's done flowering by the look of it. Silver sword philodendron in there. I got to chop back a bunch of these leaves. This, I can't remember what it's called. It's it a Stromanthe or is it just a prayer plant? I'm not sure, but that was planted so far away from the philodendron when I first put it in here. But the philo has completely taken it over, so I might move that out from there, just move it forward a little bit so that it has its own space to grow. But maybe if I chop back some of these leaves, it might be okay. The same with this bird of paradise. That was tiny and it was planted so far away from the philo, but that has obviously been taken over as well. But that's got a beautiful new leaf on it. It's been growing very well. This begonia has always done well. It burns right back in the summer, as you can see by some of the branches in there that are all burnt. It doesn't do too well, but it comes back every single year. And then we have these pots of plants that I haven't put in the garden yet that my mum has given me. But my bromeliad, it's got this beautiful flower on it. I love these flowers. They are just so beautiful. The snake plant throwing off new pups everywhere. My monstera is yet to get any new growth this year, so we'll wait and see how that goes. In here, I don't think too much has changed. You got a few new leaves on this philo. I'm waiting to see how he does in the sun. I think he might take quite a bit of damage, but we will see how that goes. Oh, that's right. My orchid, again, I don't know what type this is, but my orchid has got this flower on it too. If it wants to focus. Isn't it stunning? Now, if you remember, this part of the garden was completely covered in weeds, and we did get most of it out now, so you can actually see the plants this time around, which is exciting. I don't think there's anything to update in here though. My cordyline has seen better days. Same with the canna down the back, but I'm actually just noticing that my canna is actually starting to grow. So this year I might get some growth on it for the first time. It has not done anything yet. This alocasia has started giving me huge leaves, and there is a new one coming through, so I'm excited to see how big that is. And then my happy plant was here standing tall, and then it fell over and it rooted in there, but then it grew all these pups off the top. I did say that in the last episode, in the last update, but just look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? The wind has started to pick up. I hope it's not too annoying, but we'll see how we go. Spider plant in there isn't doing too badly. This one, I really have to get that branch off of there. I just haven't yet. My bad. The bird of paradise is doing fantastically as always. It's got lots of little pups around the bottom. This fern in the back died right back, but it is getting new fronds, so that's very exciting. And then my fig is starting to do well. We're getting a new leaf on this alocasia as well. That one did very well through winter, which is very surprising. I didn't expect it to. I lost a lot of my alocasia over the winter, but that one survived. These two are doing okay. Haven't got any new leaves, but they were cutting, so I'm assuming they're rooting in all right because they're not dying. So that's a good sign. Little Thai has put out its second leaf over the winter, which is crazy. I can't wait to see how it grows in the warmer weather if it hasn't stopped throughout the cooler weather. And this one here, if you remember from my last tour, that did not look very good at all. I bought it as a clearance plant that was pretty well completely dead, and it's pushing all new leaves, so that's very exciting. My loca tree is doing very well also. Little bird of paradise is actually getting a new leaf in there, which is very exciting. And then I got the foxtail fern here, which I'm going to have to move because I'm assuming the sun that comes into this side of the garden will just absolutely destroy it, but we'll see. Because this part of the garden, it's only got this gum tree over it and the sun comes in very heavily, whereas this side of the garden has this massive tree and the olive tree to protect it. Hence why this side does not quite look how the other side looks. So that's all of this garden. Now I'll take you over to the sad side of my garden. This side garden here, I'll be quick because my heater's making a bunch of noise. This hasn't done anything. The spider plant's looking fantastic though. The bat flower plant's completely died back. This one's actually doing okay. The Stramanthe, I believe it is. Again, let me know. Monstera is not putting out any new growth. Little alocasia in there. The fern is doing fantastic, as well as the dragon tail, I think it's called. They're doing absolutely fantastic. Always have. This bird of paradise is stretching for the light very heavily, but it's growing, so it's something. This Xanadu, I'd love to move this out of here. It is growing. It's getting a new little bit of growth in there, but I would love to move it out of this garden so it can actually thrive. I love these plants so much, and I've just never really given it the time of day that it deserves. My giant peace lily, this one has always done very well in here too. It did just get a flower recently and it is pushing a new leaf, so that one will definitely stay there. This has seen better days, that's for sure. My phyllo is growing in here though, which is fantastic. And this little palm, I'm not sure what it is, but that's doing okay. The Monstera is yet to grow as well. So that is my sad garden. It's the same. Then lucky last but not least, my pergola plants. There's not many here, but my umbrella trees are doing so well. They've got new growth all over them, and they're starting to branch out at the bottom. This one is doing much better growth wise, but I have a big chore for this plant coming up because I noticed yesterday that it is absolutely covered in scale. Look at this. Oh, big job. Now this grapevine, every single year I cut it back. This came with the house and I chop it right back because the pests love it. I get redbacks living in it, but it just keeps coming back and it keeps annoying me. So this year, my plan is to let it wrap along this and then go along my fence. I had jasmine on here once and it never did very well. It burnt up. So I think I'm going to let the grapevine go rampant down the fence because at the moment the lawn looks fantastic, but then I just have this ugly fence here. It would be nice to kind of hide it. What better way to hide it than this? My Pearls has seen better days. I'm not really sure what's going on with it, but it just doesn't seem like it's very happy with me at the moment. My String of Hearts is also kind of in the same boat. It doesn't look like it's doing too well, but then it's got all this new growth coming off of it, so it must be pretty happy. Maybe they need a repot, but it's a big job and I'm scared. This one still looks the same. My Monstera pot, my giant pot of random Monsteras, hasn't done anything for a few months now. It's probably been about 6 months since I've got any leaves off of it. But it is tilting its leaves towards the light from here, so maybe now that it's tilted itself around and it's getting more light, maybe I might get a new leaf soon. I hope so. I mean, it still looks absolutely gorgeous. I just want it to get a new leaf. My pothos has got all of this winter damage in there that I've got to clean up, but it's put this new vine out sideways, which makes it look a lot thicker, but I should probably cut them down soon. It's starting to really take over. It's doing its thing like crazy. So yeah, it's due for a bit of a tidy up, but that didn't stop all winter. And that brings us to the end of my spring garden tour. It's very exciting coming into the season and start being out in the garden again, not being heavily pregnant. I was so exhausted and useless my whole pregnancy. I hated every second of it. So to be back is fantastic. I have had a change of outfit because he threw up on me and then went to sleep, but he's still here with me. He's just sleeping. I have got quite a few chores to get through because I've neglected my garden heavily this last 6 months, but it's good to be back. The sun is shining. Big things are going to be happening this season. I'm very excited about it. If you enjoyed watching, you know the drill. If you'd like to watch my garden grow alongside me and keep watching these tours every month or two, please subscribe. I love sharing it with everybody. If you know any of the names of anything or you have any tips, advice, please leave a comment. I'm always open to receiving feedback and I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it all. Yeah, happy growing.